outside in the warm Miami air. Winch will turn to me.
What was your name again, kid?
It's still Heller. Nathan S. Heller.
Aren't you gonna spell it?
Look, I don't want to be in your story.
Good, because you're not. You're Chicago, right?
Born and bred.
What do you make of that, in that cell back there?
You're New York. What do you make of it?
It's horseshit. I think that little bastard hit Cermak. I think he thinks he's dying from that stomach of his, and the mobsters probably promised to support his family back in Italy in return for him taking Tony out, and for his silence. What do you think?
I think you're right on the money. But if you print it, nobody will believe a word.
What's the guy to do? Bullshit they'll believe. Take it from me. Facts only bore 'em.
Hey, let's get media. Nope, let's get physical media. Okay, that's a funny name. Okay, I'm Breck. I directed The Crazies, and I'm really excited that we're coming to physical media with a new HGR transfer this spring. Check it out. All right. Hey, let's get physical media. I'm so glad there are fans of actually buying DVDs out there. I'm really excited that Crazies will be coming with a new HDR transfer to physical media. To 4K and HDR, ready to show you guys, so check it out. That was terrible. Hey, let's get physical media. So happy that there are fans of The Crazies out there and fans that are gonna buy the physical disc. We're doing a new HDR transfer, which I'm thrilled to be putting out there, and I hope you guys will check it out. Hey,
well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it's I, your Pharaoh. Physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett, back after a week off spent at the San Diego Comic-Con with, by the way, Max Allen Collins. We had a great time. It was like an old school San Diego. It felt really good. And why am I leaving this picture on? No idea. Just wanted to remind you that I am indeed the Pharaoh of physical media. But you know, look, even I have to admit, I missed him. I missed the dulcet tones of his deeply accented voice. He's one step away from sounding like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he really isn't. He's better. He's better. He's like the lovable trash panda that, well, he is the lovable trash. He's not like a lovable trash panda. He is a lovable trash panda whose movie taste is somehow more questionable than half the American foreign policy that's currently happening right now. And you know him. You love him. He's coming to us all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. He is Mr. Dieter Bastian.
Thank you for that great intro once again, Rob. And Rob will have some news later that will perhaps make our nightmares come true. But considering the last 2 weeks, Rob, considering a pair of jeans, I only had the sweetest dreams. What can I say? And I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. Here I'm Rocky Like Eric, and welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media, where the sea wing is unfortunately under renovation today. So you'll have to deal with the manager and the worker bee alone. But what can you do? And Rob, like yourself, last week I was at a Comic-Con too. How do
the Germans do with their? How do their Germans do with the Comic-Con, huh? I would imagine it's very well organized.
A little bit smaller. Just a little bit. So
that's what she said.
So not the biggest stars, only one big hall, some side apartments, and that's it. But I got a little bit what I bought, I have to stop when I see shiny things, Rob. I see shiny things. Don't know if I can make this visible, so this is those 3D holograms.
Well, that's pretty cool, dude. I like that.
That's probably, I should send to Cody. It's Jackie. So I got those two just as a little bit of a souvenir. And for me, Rob, considering the cosplayers, it was pretty obvious that anime is the big draw. I saw a lot of Arcane cosplayers and Demon Slayer. That for me were the two top cosplayer outfits that I came across last week. How was your Comic-Con, Rob?
I don't. We're hang on. Let me just switch over. We're kind of losing your signal. Don't know why, but
Signal lost.
No, we didn't lose you. You're here. It was just a weird thing.
Okay.
Sorry, I was organizing my physical media stuff to show.
Yeah.
As you were talking. Sorry about that. It's been 2 weeks. What can I say? No, it was great Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of old friends, running into people. One of the highlights for me was Ron Moore, the co-creator of Battlestar Galactica, who got to start writing on the 3rd season of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. He currently has For All Mankind on the air. They're they've been shooting Star City, the Russian spin-off, and about the Russian space program, and he's doing God of War. Not only was he on our Starship Smackdown panel, but he came and had dinner with us for about a couple hours with some of the rest of the Post-Geek Singularity. Sonny Dominguez, Julian Mushkin, Corey Manlove, Major Chai. It was a lot of fun. It was a star-studded fun event.
Yeah, I saw the picture on Instagram. But let's get back to our usual shenanigans, Rob. We have the Clash of the Titans. We were not there last week to cover the box office for last week, and I can't tell you anything about F4. I haven't seen it. We'll probably try to see it this week. But who is winning, Rob? We know
did you
against Marvel.
Did you see F1?
F1, I've seen, Rob.
Okay, well here let's start with the international box office numbers. Of course, Nancy Tartaglione comes to us with this information. F1 becomes Brad Pitt's biggest global grosser ever. Fantastic Four steps up to 369 million worldwide after the first week. Well, the first 2 weekends. Naked Gun makes 29 million in international debut. Amid a 54% dip from the opening, the second overseas session of Fantastic Four First Steps added 39.6 million for a running offshore cum of 170.3 million and 368.7 million worldwide. While domestic and international were essentially at parity in their weekend hauls, domestic is dominating the global total at 54%. As noted last weekend, the split is usually in the other direction, but Asia is the drag here. One Asian major that has been depressed for some time and seeing some specific bounce, Korea, has had strong local movies in the mix, but also having a love affair with the Brad Pitt star F1. The Apple Original Films racing pick via Warner Brothers continues to have mega strong holds, increasing an incredible 36% in the 6th frame in that market. In total, the Joseph Kosinski directed racing pick added 17.2 million from 78 offshore markets, 17% dip overall. The staying power, as I suspected this, I said this a long time ago, to lift the overseas cum, F1 has made 372.3 million internationally. Global is now at total at 545.6 million, which makes F1 Brad Pitt's highest grossing movie ever worldwide, surpassing World War Z. Now in this frame, flying the flag for comedies, Paramount's The Naked Gun debuted to 11.5 million across the world, and Universal DreamWorks Animation's The Bad Guys 2. It only opened in 3 overseas markets last weekend, expanded to 58, and it made 16.3 million, which means overseas The Bad Guys has made a total of 22.3 million, and for a global cum of 44.5 million. Jurassic Park Rebirth has made 448.4 million internationally, and globally it's made 766 million. Superman added 11.2 million from 78 offshore markets for an overseas cum of 235 million, and it now is sitting at 551.2 million globally. So not bad. You know, everybody's making money. It's being spread around.
Okay.
That's good. You know. Now we'll go to our domestic box office.
Superman takes a little bit the lead. It was about 400 after the second weekend against F4.
Yes, it does. The domestic box office, which is what we really go by here, because what does America care about the rest of the world?
Correct.
Apparently not much.
Exactly.
So we're going to tell you our domestic box office. If this is a long thing, Fantastic Four: First Steps has made a total. It added $40 million to the coffers its second weekend. It's down 66%. It now has a total cum of $198.4 million. Bad Guys 2 is at $22.2 million. The Naked Gun made $17 million. Superman made another $13.9 million for a domestic total of $316.2 million. Jurassic World Rebirth has made $317.6 million. Together, another low-budget horror movie made starring the husband and wife team of Dave Franco and Allison Brie, which I can't wait to see. I haven't seen it yet. I'm specifically going for a double feature on. I hope it's staying in the theater on Thursday. But I'm going to go see. Well, I'll talk about that later. Together and another movie that's coming out. Yeah, Weapons. F1, $173.3 million. I Know What You Did Last Summer has made a total of $28.5 million. And How to Train Your Dragon has made a domestic total of $260.4 million. So, hey, look, while you hear all the online movie pundits screaming and yelling about Superman and Fantastic Four, they're chugging along. People are going to the movies, which is good. A lot of interesting titles for people. Yeah. Animation, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Bad Guys 2. You've got F1 for racing aficionados. If you like kids being eaten by dinosaurs, which, in my mind, if they ate more kids, there'd be a lot more people going to the movies domestically. It would have made $1 billion by now. I don't understand. Here's the thing. They limited themselves with the dinosaur fodder in Jurassic. I think it was a big mistake. Jurassic World Rebirth only had so many people the dinosaurs could eat. That's a mistake. Your box office is directly correlated.
Like the Canadian kid said, Rob.
Yeah, your Jurassic Park box office is directly correlated to how many people are around to die, to be eaten by dinosaurs, to be eviscerated by dinosaurs. Now, you could go back and say, well, Rob, that wasn't true in the first Jurassic Park movie. And it's like, well, yeah, that's because it was a new thing and it was the awe and wonder of the dinosaurs. But once you get over that, we want to see dinosaurs killing people, preferably in city streets. Yeah, that's where it's the best. So
it's the same rule, Rob, for slashers. I want the bigger the group, the more kills I probably will
100%, man. I don't understand. If your raison d'etre of your movie is death, you got to kill people. You got to kill people in really interesting, fun ways. I mean, Final Destination knew that. Final Destination knew what's up. Correct. I think the best mayhem and carnage. Yeah, I'm telling you, it did the work. It did the work. By the way, Brent,
we'll see how it all will shakes out, because we have a lot of weeks to go before something really. I think, is Tron really the next big thing, Rob?
Tron's not until November.
October, okay.
But the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack comes out next month.
Oh, okay.
And Trent and the boys are going on tour. Woohoo!
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say that Brent Hosler, 1855, has become a new member. We had a 5-hour member chat yesterday. It was pretty epic.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah. I've just seen the first 2 hours. And considering movies that were made available digital on streaming, Rob, which are still playing here in the theater, I finally caught up with one of your favorites, The Life of Chuck. And I totally know, Rob, when the moment was where you said, this is...
Wait, you were cutting out there.
This is my movie.
Hang on, you were cutting out. Let me do something. Let me disconnect you and come back.
Okay.
Come back right in, because this happened before. I don't know why. I feel like I'm being punished by YouTube. I'm always being punished, and I don't know why. Why is YouTube punishing me? So I brought you back, Dieter. See if you're. So yeah.
Test.
Yeah, you're back. So now tell me what you were going to say when you found out or when you knew.
Yeah. The Life of Chuck, for me, the moment I knew...
Well, you know what? You're cutting out again. Hang on. The moment you knew what?
Okay.
Apparently the gods of YouTube do not want to know when you knew something about the life of Chuck.
That you really like the movie when they put the VHS tape of all that jazz in the video player. For me, I totally like the movie, but strangely, considering how the movie is structured, we have Act 3, Act 2, Act 1, so it plays backwards to front. I actually enjoyed Act 3 the most, Rob. And after you know how it all fits together, I think there's still some stuff in Act 3 that then doesn't work completely for me. Considering the whole picture of the movie itself. But it was really, I would say, a nice one, but I'm not over the moon as many others with the movie. And considering
Too
the aspect
sophisticated
ratio
for the trash panda.
Okay, correct, Rob, correct. And the aspect ratio shifted actually from each act to another. And when you watch at home, it opens up. But I heard from my director of Hope and Glory that actually when you watch it in a movie theater, it actually works better. Because I heard, I don't know if it was the same for you, that it actually is shrinking with each act because you go from 235 to 2 to 1 and to 185 to 1. So it actually, considering what the movie is telling you, actually it works better if it shrinks down instead of getting bigger at the home screen. I don't know if it was the same for you.
Well, yeah. No, that's part of the fun. Come on, man.
Yeah. So for me, Act 3 was the best, but it actually, there was stuff when I think about it, considering the whole, I don't want to give anything away, the whole stuff that some parts of the first act, which for me was the best, but it is Act 3, is not fitting with the rest. It's almost trying a little bit to deceive you in a way. But good movie, nevertheless. But for me, not totally over the moon with it.
Wow.
Which I was actually totally over the moon with it. No, my affinity for shark movies. I watched Dangerous Animals.
Oh, that
which
movie
will still come out.
How is that? The trailer or the clip that they had of what's his face when the two divers come up at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
You know, when the
totally great. If you know the premise, Rob, that it's actually more about a serial killer and sharks are his weapons of choice, you know. So that's a totally new spin on it. The director did the great Loved Ones, the Australian movie.
Yep.
And this is playing in Australia too. Totally had a great time with it. Great survival stuff where the sharks are not depicted as brutal eating machines, I would say. Because the bad guy is actually Jay Courtney, and he is really, really good in the movie. So for me, Dangerous Animals was totally blessed. This is a little bit of a different cover artwork for it. And the last thing, digitally, I quite enjoyed on Apple TV, Rob. I've watched finally Murderbot with Alan Skarsgård because I waited for all episodes to be together, and I totally had a good time with it. And I love that the first season actually works if the show would have canceled, but it wasn't canceled. We'll get a second season, but it would have still worked with that ending of it. If people don't know, Alan Skarsgård plays a security bot. He is able to hack his governor module so that he is actually free and could do whatever he likes, but to stay a little bit under the radar, he still follows his company and their rules. So I really had a good time with it. It is on Apple TV. Murderbot. And I think it's from Paramount Television, actually, who did this. This was let me just check. Yeah, this was the stuff that I saw digital.
Well, I got a couple of. I have to talk about a few things.
Yeah.
I got to show you. This is the second time I've received bad luck.
Okay.
I will cover up my. So I got this in the mail. This package in the mail.
Looks like an Amazon package.
No, it came from Warner Brothers.
Okay.
But as you can see, the top was ripped off, and it was stamped. There's nothing in it, and it was written on the top, "Received without contents." So they mailed me an empty envelope, and at the post office, this, you can't see it because it's smeared. The red says, "Received without contents." So somebody in their supply chain opened this package up and stole what was inside. Now, this is something from Warner Brothers. I made them aware of this. I sent them a picture. I don't know why this happens to me. What is it? Do the physical media gods know? But what? See, to me, what I think about this is that, okay, after they realized that this was ripped open, they actually, somebody...
They did send you the envelope.
They sent me the envelope. I mean, they already knew the envelope was empty and somebody has absconded with my disc. And they sent it to me anyway.
Anyway.
You know, they didn't stop and go, I wonder where in the supply... Who ripped this disc off? This is America in a nutshell. We are all receiving empty packages in the mail that our government knows are empty. But they send them to us anyway. No.
Did you know what should have been in that package, Rob?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it was a Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
I think it was another animated disc.
Yeah.
Now, the flip side of that, as you know, or maybe people don't know, is that our beloved Warner Archive, who is, of course, masterminded by the superlative George Feltenstein, one of the most, as we've said, I mean, I'm nominating him for International Film Czar, the most knowledgeable person working in the home entertainment industry in terms of catalog, in terms of negative, like, he can find anything. When they released their second beautiful 4K release, which is High Society, which is going to be followed up by Get Carter, the Michael Caine Get Carter, some of them, including the one that was sent to me, were sent without slipcovers. And you know how we physical media lovers love our O-rings. Well, you wrote in and you said, by the way, to the same people that where my envelope was torn, the same people, you wrote in and they said, we will send you a slipcover. Well, not only did they send me a slipcover, a new slipcover, they put it in a box. So there was no way the slipcover, I was worried that they were going to put it in an envelope and someone would just jam it into my mailbox. Yeah. Well, no. They sent me a new slipcover. I mean, this is kind of like how Super Deluxe
Fresh
Edition,
from the presses.
This is fresh off the presses. This came in mint condition. And this is what I call customer service, which is interesting because you wouldn't think that customer service would be a priority for a major motion picture studio like Warner Brothers. But when you have someone like George Feltenstein and Warner Archive behind it, you get the gold. Oops, as I drop it. You get the gold. Between Lisa Stevenson at Lionsgate Limited and what they're doing over there and Warner Archive, we got some talented people at the studio level bringing happiness to the world. So I know that there was a couple of other problems with the manufacturing. We have a real problem now with physical media, in that there is only one plant in North America, and that plant is actually in Mexico. And there's no replication plants here in the United States, and they are feeling stressed. And one of the reasons Master and Commander is coming out on a BD66 is there is a shortage of BD 100 discs. Okay. And that's why things like Tombstone and Kingdom of Heaven have had a problem. So they chose, part of the reason they probably chose a BD66 for Master and Commander is that some of that, not all of the movie, but some of the movie only had a 2K digital negative.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of two different formats. So but Bill Hunt did a review of the disc and said it looks incredible. Unfortunately, you got to hang on to your Blu-ray because all those extensive special features, they did not include another disc with David Pryor's amazing special features. The special features for Master and Commander are great. So apparently the disc looks fantastic, but it's only a BD66, and if you have your Blu-ray, keep that Blu-ray because you got all those great special features. And look, the Quiet King of franchises, Steve Asbell, is making sure that we're getting the Fox titles that we want, but sometimes, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. There are going to be complainers, but the disc looks incredible, and it's not like Once Upon a Time in the
Help
West.
me out, Rob. Master and Commander is not a 150-minute movie. It's
No.
I think 130.
Right,
but I could
right.
be wrong.
So Bill
not a
says it
3 hour,
looks.
I think.
Yeah, Bill says it looks incredible, and we're getting a lot of when we get to the news section. I am telling you, son, we're going into
It will be expensive.
the next 2 years, 3 years are going to be a deluge. It's going to be close to the end of the physical media realm. If we lose Amazon, we lose Walmart, that'll be sort of the beginning of the end. The boutique labels will live, but the real problem is studios probably won't be committed, and who's going to make players? So, luckily I'm close to death, so I don't have to worry about it. No, I'll buy a few players in reserve for my next of kin.
To be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Okay. Who starts, Rob? Do you
Why don't
want
you
to
start?
go on?
It's been
Because you
people want to hear from
Okay.
you. It's been a whole 2 weeks, Dietz.
The first you already showed, Rob, and I have a little bit of my diabolic displays of the new one, but I got actually the first
original.
one.
By the way, that looks incredible. Have you watched any of it?
I have watched it actually yesterday, Rob.
What'd you think?
And like you said, it's tough if you haven't seen it back in the day to get into the groove of the movie. It's way more colorful than the new ones,
Right.
actually. So considering a comic movie, it's totally fitting. But of course, you have to deal with the old techniques like rear projection, matte paintings, miniatures.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's
you have to be-
awesome.
So for me, and entertaining, but I have to say it's dated, Rob. It's dated. Entertaining, but
It
it's
certainly
dated.
is.
So, Danger, Diabolic from Kino Lorber. And considering the picture quality, it's mostly awesome, but of course there are still a few parts where the picture quality drops, but it can look insane. The worst thing for me, Rob, was actually not from the quality, but when he makes the telephone call, with the evil bad guy. His shots were pretty pretty terrible. Danger, Diabolic. But now I'm really looking forward again to watch the first one here, just to compare and contrast. And I still have to watch the last one. And I will get Kino Lorber triple here too, just to have all 3 movies combined. It's nice here, but I love to have them all combined. Danger, Diabolic. Ken the Backdrop with Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. Actually, it says it's produced by Sam Raimi. The movie is called Locked.
Oh yeah, where he's locked in a car.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. Don't know if it's any good. A cat in the back for me. Then we have The Naked Gun in the theaters playing, actually a sequel. And I got from the suckers, Top Secret
Nice.
in 4K from Paramount. So nothing special to it. I think it was price reduced. Top Secret as well. Then for me, Rob, actually quite surprised. I didn't expect much, but I'm a big fan of David F. Sandberg because I loved his Lights Out, he did Annabelle, the second one, and he did the 2 Shazam movies, and I quite even enjoyed Fury of the Gods. So I was quite surprised that I totally enjoyed Rob Until Dawn.
Wow.
The 4K and the Blu-ray, because what did it for me actually, Rob, is the practical effects. I was expecting a lot of CG, but no, the kills are done practically. So I was really quite surprised about it, and I wasn't sure how they would translate the video game into a live action version. But I think they had a good idea. It's not a pretty scary one, but they relive the evening over and over again, and every time it is a little bit of a different horror setting. So you get a slasher, you get a found footage part, you get a body horror part, you get a supernatural part. So actually, I quite enjoyed it, Rob. And I would not be say no to a sequel. It wasn't a flop, it wasn't a hit. It did make its money back, so perhaps we will see. And it has really nice, it had some special features with audio commentary from David F. Sandberg. And I was really surprised considering the special effects. And the other part, Rob, I could switch the cover, and it is rated 16 here. Rob, in the 80s, this movie would never have gotten a 16. Never. I was surprised.
Wow.
How it got it. I have no idea. In the 80s, this movie would not have had given a 16 certificate. 50 Shades of Red. Cat in the Bag. The movie is just called Swap.
Wow.
Looks like a vampire movie, but I have no idea. Swap. Just nothing to it, but you could switch out. You could reverse the cover, so you get rid of the rating. Swap. Another cat in the bag. It's called Ghost Project. No idea. Cat in the bag. Nothing to it. Reversible cover. Blu-ray. Anything that I know from directed? No, actually no. Ghost Project. And speaking of the It Girl Sydney Sweeney, I was actually quite surprised when our most heavy critic, Thomas Logan, informed me that he is looking for the movie Eden opening in American theaters. And I was going, what are you talking about? Eden has played here in April already, and it is already out here on Blu-ray.
Wow.
So you got a movie from Ron Howard, American production, with Sydney Sweeney, Ana de Armas, Vanessa Kirby, Jude Law, Daniel Brühl, and it played here earlier than in the States. I have no idea how this came to be, Rob. But
has that even come out? That hasn't come out here yet, has it?
Exactly, Rob. Exactly. It will come out in August. But I have no idea why it already played here. I have no idea.
You watch?
And I've seen it.
How is it?
Yeah. I quite enjoyed it. I didn't know it was based on a true story. It plays in 1932. Jude Law and Vanessa Kirby are together, and they flee to one island in the Galapagos Islands. And he wants to write a book how humankind has to change to survive. So they are living alone on their island, and then Daniel Brühl and Sydney Sweeney, so I don't know the characters' names anymore, show up on that island, and they want to join them. And Jude Law gives them a land a little bit up there where he knows, Rob, what we are talking about. We are talking, I don't get the slip cover, our first world problems, But in this movie, Rob, there are, the first world problems. Drinking water and food, But Daniel Brühl and Sydney Sweeney actually make it work up there. And then Ana de Armas comes as the third party, and she wants to open luxury hotels at the beach, without having any knowledge about building them, about the situation with the drinking water. So you have three parties, Rob, and you know how it goes when somebody has something that others need, Just saying. So it's a little bit, I would say, a survival thriller. And what was great, Rob, which I didn't expect, at the end of the movie, you get actually original footage from 1932.
Wow.
I didn't know when it was shot. I actually Googled it, Rob. Is this real live footage at the end from back in the day? And it actually is, Rob. So it's based on a true story. I quite enjoyed it, Rob. Even a little bit of a survival thriller with star-studded cast. I have no idea. It's American production. I have no idea why it already played here and getting a way later release in the States. The next one, let me see where I go from here. Cat in the Bag, and I don't know if this is the first disc I have from the company Shameless, but I could be wrong.
We like
from the
Shameless.
UK.
We like them.
Yeah. What have they done to our daughters?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it comes with a cover artwork. La Polizia Sceda Auito is the Italian cover. So get in the back. Let me just see what says the rating, Rob. Contains child prostitution themes and strong sex references. Okay.
I love how you said that like quietly.
this-
Like no one's gonna hear you. No one's gonna
yeah,
hear you.
we're
if you
just
say that.
it's just between us, Rob. It
Entre
actually
nous.
seems like a limited edition because there is a number here with 0574. Seems like a little bit of limited edition. Perhaps it's just the O-ring. No idea. Then the next one, Rob, you had in the new section, and just that the German title is on the cover too made me buy this one. It's called, from Jess Franco, Satanic Sisters, Rob. Or aka Die Teuflischen Schwestern. So I got this.
How
but
can you
there's-
pass that up?
Yeah.
Jess
yeah.
Franco
Satanic
70s
Sisters.
bush porn. Yes.
Yeah. aka Die Teuflischen Schwestern, which the German title is on here too. So this was a must purchase when you had that in the news section. The next one, we all love a Cage Rage. It will come out from, I think, Lionsgate. I think it's Lionsgate in the States, but it's out here just as a normal one. The Surfer
Yep.
with Nicolas Cage.
Yep. I got that from Lionsgate
4K?
Limited.
Didn't you show it already, Rob?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not
I
sure
did.
anymore. Yeah. So 4K and Blu-ray. So it's not a totally Cage unhinged movie, but it could be one of the last movies from Julian McMahon, who is in the movie too. And he wants to go surf, but there are some bullies at the beach who won't let our Cage surf. And he dives into, I would say, further down the hole. It's probably not for everyone, so be aware, approach with caution, the surfer. So this was a little bit of my first hole, Rob.
Well, I've got a kind of a very eclectic mix of stuff. A lot of different
That's
stuff.
good.
I
That's
also
good.
have
Movie diet.
I also have to have a giveaway. I have a giveaway. Warner Brothers provided us with a giveaway, and I will talk about that.
Yeah.
So first of all, I got a box from Kino Lorber, and they always include DVDs, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And they try and here's some queer themed films. Single Out season 3, which
But this is a movie, Rob, not a documentary. This
this is a TV series.
Oh, TV series.
Yeah.
Okay. Single out.
TV series, Single Out. Then we have Rent Free, more queer cinema, and this is from Fernando Andreas, and played Tribeca, and two guys in love. Probably pretty good. Kino Lorber has pretty good taste. Shakun, I don't know anything about this, but hey, they're always putting out really interesting foreign films and documentaries, including documentaries. Everything is Possible, a documentary about the band Simple Minds. Well, I love music documentaries, so I have lots of DVD music stuff, so I will put this on my music shelf. Happy to have that. And then a movie called Delegation, a thoughtful and compelling film about a class trip to Poland with the Star of David as standing in for the O. I would imagine it's a bittersweet but essential watch, it says. Probably a Jewish-themed film, I would imagine. 3 Israeli high schoolers take part in a class trip visiting Holocaust sites in Poland. And the last time together before they're going in the army. So can't wait to watch this, because you know me, I was called a crazy, psychotic Zionist. Guilty as charged. So I'm going to watch a movie about great Zionists. So awesome. I got that cooking. And then I got some Blu-rays here. Classic films. They're totally aping Warner Archive. The Farmer's Daughter with Martha Ray. Like Martha Ray from the Bugaloos? That Martha Ray, yes, indeed. She made Broadway Boys. This is what it says. Man, we're missing out. She made Broadway Boys into handy men. Come on. That's awesome. And then I've got a Silvio Amadeo, a horror film called The Medium. Don't know anything about it. It's a Giallo movie or something. All these things on Raro are great. Speaking of movies like Naked Gun, Linda Blair, Ned Beatty, and Leslie Nielsen in Repossessed. Can't go wrong with that. And then Sylvia Sidney, pre-Hays Code classics. 2 Sylvia Sidney movies, Confessions of a Co-Ed and Ladies of the Big House. Pre-Code, that means there's no Hays Code, so these movies, what year were they from? 1930, they're both from 31. And David DeValle does audio commentary, so these are going to be great. I love pre-code movies. Sound pre-code movies are a hoot. Happy to get that. Then the original version with Alan Ladd of The Great Gatsby. I think this is the first of 3 adaptations of The Great Gatsby. Obviously, we had the one with Mia Farrow in the 70s, and then this one is from 1949. So there you go. I think this is the first. And then, like you have already showed, the entire Diabolic trilogy.
Oh, I still wait for that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen these, so I can't wait to watch them, having loved Diabolic myself.
Actually, Rob, against the original, they are really, really pretty grounded, actually.
Yeah, I would imagine. Because, you know,
but expect a little bit of a downer color palette.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, but Mario Bava they were making those pop art. Both Barbarella and Danger Diabolic, or just Diabolic, were Dino De Laurentiis productions, and they were both based on European comic books, so they were going for a certain vibe. Look, there's nothing better than Diabolic and a Barbarella double feature. If you want to have a fine afternoon,
that's fitting. That's fitting.
Yeah, smoke a bowl, or, you know, drop your favorite whatever you're going to do, your favorite hallucinogen, and watch Barbarella and Diabolic, and get back to me. You'll have a fun afternoon, I promise. Yeah.
And don't worry, Rob, about girls. You will get your fill in the new Diabolics too. Monica Bellucci is actually in the second one.
Oh, well, there you go. I did get 2 titles from Warner Archive, and they died with their boots on, with Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland, and The Prisoner of Zenda. 2 great classic films. I've actually seen both of these. This, I bet this looks great, because this is a Technicolor movie, and I don't know if this is too, but again, these are 2 great titles from Warner Archive. I would imagine the other 2 titles that I didn't get were stolen out of my envelope. And then finally, Warner Brothers did send me one of these, and also one to give away. Lois and Clark, the entire series, The New Adventures of Superman, on Blu-ray, the new box set, the entire show. And it's got, you know, it's a slip-cased, the entire series. I have an extra. We have to figure out a way how we're going to give it away. I already have the box ready to go to send it out. So we'll figure out a way.
You need to come up with a good question, Rob, about it.
Yeah, but that's all 4 seasons. What is it, 4 seasons? The complete series.
I don't know how many seasons Lois and Clark.
So I thank Warner Brothers for sending one to give away to celebrate the success of Superman in the theaters now. So that is my first haul.
Nice. Nicely done, Rob. So do we have some super chats other than that? I don't
think so. I don't think we do. No. Just Andy. Andy Haynes, 71, celebrates 22 months of membership. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And again, we had a terrific member call yesterday. So no, we're caught up. We are caught up.
Okay. Then if you want, I can continue with mine. The next one, I had simply to get because of the damn cover artwork, Rob. Because I already own, I think the American one was from Severin, but I could be wrong. I got the Arrow one, Rob. Zombie flesh eaters.
Oh, I gotta get
needed
that.
to get.
I
needed to
keep
get
meaning to buy that.
just because of this cover artwork, of course, Rob. Forbidden movie, you know, a video nasty from the 80s. And I was quite in a conundrum, Rob, because I didn't know if I use this cover artwork, which is more like the original one. But you have even a third option with Arrow, which is Grade 2.
Yeah.
So it's really...
I mean, blue. I have the Blue Underground version.
Blue Underground was it. Correct, Rob. Thank you for helping me out there. Then we have some cards here, but they are in black and white, which were in the movie. One of those forbidden movies here, Rob. No. And we
Yeah, but a zombie fights a
just-
shark in that movie, dude. So you gotta love it.
Yeah. You have... This is just... Like with Arrow, you have to be careful. This is just 4K. And then, of course, comes with a booklet, which has a nice cover artwork too, Rob. No?
Yeah, I gotta get me that because that's an Arrow web exclusive.
Yeah. I'm not sure, web exclusive, okay. And the poster, of course, with the new artwork. So, Zombie Flesh Eaters, aka Zombie 2, or probably I think the German title was completely different. So, Zombie Flesh Eaters, where is the slip? The O-ring?
Man, I gotta get that.
Yeah. And it says, Rob, I saved the sticker here on the back. No, the strong uncut version. So, Zombie Flesh Eaters from Arrow. Then let me see where I go from here. The next one, I have already the Kino Lorber 4K, but I always found the cover a little bit lackluster, so I was pretty happy that PlayOn did a media book for the movie with the 4K and the Blu-ray from Jean-Claude Van Damme. I got Time Cop.
Wow, look at that.
Yes.
That's cool.
Media in this media book. And it comes, of course, some pictures from Jean-Claude in it. So a little bit media book part. But I always was not the biggest fan of original cover artwork, so I quite enjoyed that PlayOn gave it a little bit of a different, bigger green vibe here. Next one, Cat in the Bag. It says it's produced by Steven Soderbergh. I went to Rotten Tomatoes. It's about 50-50. It's called Divinity. It features Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, I have that.
and-
I have that. I got that a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Well, not a long time ago, but
And Scott Bakula, actually.
yeah.
It's limited.
It's really
to
interesting.
600. Oh, okay. Nice, Rob. Nice. That's good to know. So let me just check, Rob. But this is just a Blu-ray and DVD. So no 4K here. But it's nice to hear that Rob says it is interesting. Okay. That's what the reviews are actually telling me. Divisive, definitely. Where we go, okay. Then I stumbled across it that it will come out in Germany as a new edition, but I found out that the BFI in the UK has already released it, and it was cheaper than to wait for the German media book. An old one with Bro's Color from Peter Bogdanovich. I got BFI edition of Targets.
Yeah, great movie.
And it comes with a booklet. Unfortunately, inside is only white. So this was cheaper to get than to wait for the new German media book, which wouldn't be a 4K, which would be just a Blu-ray as well. So I got the English one. Targets. Then, speaking of Marvel, the MCU, I haven't seen Fantastic Four, but yesterday I watched again for the second time Thunderbolts, and I quite enjoyed it, even a little bit more than I did at the theater. So we have the steelbook here.
Yeah, I need to get that. I haven't
really
got that
nice.
yet.
Yeah, because look at the backdrop, which is awesome. Then I loved how the discs look. Disney knows what they're doing actually with the yellow. You know, you have the thunder, you have the bow here, and you have a little bit. This is the Italian one, and you have even a little art card in it here. And I quite even enjoyed it a little bit more. And then the insides is printed, so really, really nicely done, Disney. I have to say. And Rob, you were talking about Fantastic Four and Soups probably being way longer in the original version or work print. Here there are only 2 deleted scenes. Yes, this is just an assumption. There could be even more. But even those 2 deleted scenes are just about 30 seconds. One is just an extended scene where you see Walker when they are caught in the incinerator, where he tries to lift the door and he says, yeah, it's unliftable, you know. So it was just a little bit more of a joke. And at the end, you would see that government representative that you saw questioning Ballerina, that he did see her press conference. So just 2 scenes. But for me, Rob, if that's all that is as a deleted scenes, it shows me the movie was done as it was planned, as the script was. If you don't have that many scenes to show deleted scenes, and you could have put it in, could have left them out, those 2 scenes, not more. That for me is a sign they did actually the movie that they set out to do with Thunderbolts. Totally enjoyed it. Love the steelbook artwork. And Rob, I would probably get the more expensive 3D from Japan, you know, even if the movie is a little bit probably too dark for the 3D. So I have some stuff left, Rob, but I gladly give it over to you.
Well, okay, so many people know I picked up Arcade from Full Moon.
That's, Rob, what was the title that I didn't get. I have waited. The package was on the way, but I wasn't at home. I need to pick it up because I wanted to show that title. First.
This is a terrible Blu-ray.
Oh.
It's terrible. And because, as everyone knows, Peter Billingsley and I spent the better part of 92 and 93. This movie sat on a shelf for 2 years, and Full Moon owed it to Paramount, and it was virtually unwatchable. It's about kids getting sucked into a video game. John Delancey, who plays Q, is in it. Megan Ward is in it. Seth Green is in it. Peter Billingsley is in it. And Peter Billingsley only agreed to do it because he wanted to be the assistant editor. And they edited this movie in 7 days. And all the visual effects were absolutely just terrible. And it was basically incoherent because they didn't have enough time to cut it. So my friend Dan Schweiger, who worked at Full Moon, was hired to reconstitute that. They were going to retransfer the negative, redo the effects, and drop in the effects to the newly reconstituted movie. But at the time, it was only being finished on in NTSC, in our video standard, because it was a direct-to-video movie. Some of it was shot on video. The live-action stuff was shot in 35 millimeter. So Dan calls me up and put me together with Peter Billingsley, the kid from A Christmas Story, and asked us to recreate the original cut of the movie and just drop the effects in. Well, we looked at this, and I called Dan after about a week, and I said, there's a much better movie here than the unwatchable slop that we're being asked to put back together. And I said, we should recut this whole movie and treat it like it's a new film and start from scratch. Now, I had never cut a feature film before. I had edited music videos, and the only I did get an A in I took an editing course at USC, part of my official classes. I took a class in film editing, and I got an A in it. And I told Dan, I said, well, I officially got an A from editing from USC Film School. So they gave us the opportunity to recut the first 10 minutes, which is mostly character development stuff. And when they looked at the 10 minutes, they said, go ahead. And we recut the whole movie. And we turned it from being totally unwatchable to being really mediocre. But the film was still finished on NTSC video, so it's 640 by 480. This is an AFI. This is an AI upscale. It's either not, I don't know what kind of an upscale it is, but it's the reason why we should never, when we can avoid it, upscale standard definition video to HD, because the detail is lost. It just doesn't look good. And they didn't do anything with the sound either. The sound is really low. You can barely hear it. They should have remastered the sound. They didn't. Look, they just threw this out on video. I bought it because it's something I worked on. And, I haven't watched it
That's
again.
why I bought it too, Rob.
I haven't watched it's terrible. But watching it, because the video is so bad, we did the sound on this was really, really good. But you can't hear it. It sounds terrible. It's not remastered properly. They just did the bare minimum amount of work to throw it out. I'm happy to have it.
What company put it actually out, Rob?
Full Moon. And it still is galling to me that Dan Schweiger has his name in the front credits, and they wouldn't allow us to put our editorial, that we're not the editors. The editor of record of this movie is named Miles Winton, which is actually a dog. The original editor of this movie's dog was named Miles Winton. And that's the name of the editor on this movie. We only get, in the end credits, we get a big card that says, I think, I don't even know what it is.
Assistant editors.
It says something like, it's not assistant editors, it's additional editors, I think. Which is, but we spent 6 months on this movie, recutting it all and reusing the effects, and I learned everything I knew about post. Anyway, there's enough self-aggrandizement, but I have it. And, I'll just put it on the shelf of all the other things I've worked on. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, there's a Mexican...
It's a part of your legacy, Rob.
Yeah, part of my legacy. So there legacy. You go. Such as it is. So I've been coming across, I've been reading, this is terrible. I've been reading about this Mexican torture porn movie. It's like a police procedural where they find these serial killers that have been videotaping their exploits. So
you had me a torture.
Yeah, I've been circling around it, and I finally decided I'm going to pull the trigger. Yeah. It's called atroz, like atrocity.
Yeah.
And
have I heard about it or not?
Yeah, this is quite something special. I think can you enjoy this movie? I don't know, but it's a horror film that I hadn't seen. There's special features on it. And by the way, the company that put it out is called Spasmo Video. So Spasmo. So there you go. It's pretty hardcore, and there's a twist in it. There's a twist.
So
some reviewer called it the usual.
Not make it through the German censorship.
I doubt it. I doubt it. So I got that. Sometimes I have to buy things that I should probably be ashamed of buying, but I bought it anyway. And then Kino Lorber sent me 4Ks. So Sam Peckinpah's last movie, Convoy, also his biggest box office hit. This came out, and C.W. McCall's song, "We Got a Little Convoy." I saw this once when I was a kid. I'm really looking forward to seeing this again. I remember liking this movie. Chris Christopherson and Ali McGraw riding the CB radio craze of the 70s. And it's got a DVD, a Blu-ray in here too. So happy to have that. I love that.
Do we have a reversible cover artwork, Rob?
No, there's no reversible cover artwork. But I do love the fact that Kino Lorber, whenever they can, they use the original key art. Yeah. Really happy to have this in 4K. I was excited. And then Bernardo Bertolucci's Little Buddha in 4K. Again, I saw this once. Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah.
You know, Chris Isaac and Bridget Fonda are in this too. What a weird eclectic cast.
Oh.
But yeah, happy to have this in 4K. You know, it's Bertolucci. What's not to love? Then a movie that I had on DVD, a movie I had on Blu-ray that I wanted to replace in 4K, and Eureka put out a box set of it, and I tried to order it, and then they sold out of it. They never had the box, so I finally just got it. It's not special edition, but it's Kyushi Kurosawa's Cure.
Oh, nice.
I love this movie. It looks great in 4K. I mean, it's not as great. He made one of my favorite horror films ever, which is Pulse. He made Pulse after this.
Yeah.
But there is a subgenre of Asian cinema that I love, which is police procedurals that are also horror films, or they have a supernatural element, or in this case, mesmerization. Things like Memories of Murder, and then what's the Korean movie? The Wailing. The Wailing.
The Wailing, yeah.
The Wailing is fantastic, but I love. Give me Asian cops delving into supernatural crimes.
Yeah.
Or like Turkish cops in the case of Baskin. I can't wait to get the 4K of Baskin from Severin. Very excited.
Yeah.
Then I finally got the last of what I had ordered at the Criterion sale, which is Carnal Knowledge. Mike Nichols' Carnal Knowledge with Art Garfunkel and Anne Bancroft and Jack Nicholson. And I really love this movie. I haven't seen this movie in forever, you know. Oh, and I didn't mention Candice Bergen.
Always nice to revisit it, especially when it's in 4K then.
Yeah, totally. But
if you get that watching it for the first time feeling.
But yeah, this is weird because, you know, the sticker is actually on the case. I mean, this is brand new. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if this is a new Criterion thing. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about this is when you put these in. I mean, I want to take this off. I don't know if it'll come off, but you know, it scrapes.
It will probably tear.
Yeah, it just
probably tear.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's not
love Carnal Knowledge.
Not easy to remove.
Happy to have that.
Normally they're on that's strange, Rob. Normally they're on the cellophane.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. I don't know what's up. And then finally, my Sinners. I put it in a protector already. Nice. I got my Sinners Steelbook. So good for me. You know, I've decided my philosophy behind Steelbooks is if it's some kind of a special movie, you know, it ups. It's like we like box sets. You don't necessarily have to have a box set for everything, but if it's a favorite or it's significant, it feels better if you have something significant about it.
The status for you personally of the movie.
Yeah, and I love these sleeves you get from Amazon to keep them protected. It just looks cool, and it also squares them off. Yeah. So
even if I quite actually enjoy the standard cover a little bit more with people, there's a lot of people on it. You know?
Yeah, it's true. So that is my entire haul for the week.
Okay, I have some stuff left, Rob. Not many, but some. This afternoon, before I did my setup for the show, it always depends how much minutes do I have left before I need to set everything up. Speaking of our favorite subgenre, you know, a little bit R&R, I watched from 88 films Her Vengeance, Rob, which is the most important thing.
Oh yeah,
category 3.
Hardcore.
But it's not only category 3, Rob. There are two versions of the movie. It's actually category 3 version and a category 2B version, which is actually longer than the category 3 version. But of course, I watched the category 3 stuff, and I totally didn't know the movie from 1988 from Golden Harvest. Totally got what I want from that kind of movie, especially the showdown in the bar. Really, really heavy stuff. You can reverse it to the original cover artwork. This is just the Blu-ray, Her Vengeance. I love especially the cover artwork. Forgot on the back of it. everything that you see here is actually in the movie. So there's not any false advertising here.
So you would recommend it?
Totally, Rob. Totally. I didn't know about the movie. And what I love, actually, what 88 did, they actually put in this little bit of an extra card with the 2 cover artworks. It's just a card as an extra. Nice. Nicely done. And we have, of course, the booklet for it. For me, totally unknown movie. And very much enjoyed it. But of course, it's category 3, Rob. So you know what to expect. It is on the...
So can you show it? Can you show a date, that movie?
Probably not, Rob. Probably not. Because the first R is pretty heavy.
So that's exactly what we want.
It's actually happening on a cemetery, you know, like Phantasm. But I quite enjoyed Her Vengeance. And it comes with 2 versions, which actually the category 3 version is shorter than the other one. Then another one, Cat in the Bag, but this is actually a 4K and a Blu-ray. It's just called, in the same genre, We Are Monsters. It's nice to know. This is actually a limited edition of 222. So, but I don't know if I can show pictures here, Rob, of the inside. So just quickly. So that looks like...
Wow, that looks pretty
pleasantly coffee, the usual coffee on cake movie. I would have chosen something different this afternoon, but 38 minutes, I thought, okay, that you can switch easily, slide in easily. The next one I already, I own on 4K Steelbook, but I love the Universal packs that they put out later for the movie, and I'm really looking forward for the second one of Nobody. So I got their special edition of Nobody.
Oh, that's nice. Who put that out?
Universal, Rob, again. You know who did the Megan, the Norseman. This is exactly like those. It's limited 2000. And Rob, I don't know if I can make the number visible here. Probably it's too shiny.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it is, Rob, 989 of thousand. So I almost made it to the last one. So the Steelbook is a little bit different than what was released earlier. Really looking. I actually don't know when the second one is coming out. So Blu-ray and the 4K. We have the bus scene, and the director of the new one is I think the one who made The Night Comes for Us and the Shadow Strays, which was awesome. So I'm really looking forward what he will do with Nobody 2. Then we have booklet, burn it all of it. And I'm actually quite happy that we get even a sequel to it. And some art cards too here. Just see. Shiny ones. So this is the special edition of Nobody. But the last thing I will show, Rob, is probably and will be probably could be the most. No, probably not. When I think about some box sets that will perhaps come out, but it is one of the most expensive, definitely, of this year, because it comes from Japan, and like Europe, where you already order it without any checking if it got English subtitles. I already knew it doesn't have English subtitles, but I wanted to own it, because I'm a big fan of my favorite hit girls, Baby Assassins, and of course I was not surprised that Rob in the news section forgot to mention that Baby Assassins 3 is coming out from Valgo USA in August, which I can't wait to see. And then I took the deep dive, and I found out, wait, there's a third one coming out, and they even have a TV series with 12 episodes from the same director who is behind the franchise. And I got the Japanese box set of that TV series, which is called Baby Assassins Every Day. It's about 12 episodes, only 23 minutes long each, but like I said, doesn't have English subtitles. So Valgo USA, I hope, will come through and put the TV series out at some point, because I have no idea where you can actually watch it. So you have here 4-5 disc set here, or is it 4, 5?
Was that expensive?
That was expensive, Rob. Yeah,
that's a nice
because
set, though.
Amazon Japan wouldn't let me order it. No, not to your location.
I'm beginning. I don't like that. I don't like that they're preventing us from buying stuff. I mean, I understand why, but I still.
So I had to go with Yes Asia, and I just love my 2 hit girls who just hanging around, because they are just those normal girls wandering around, looking at their phones, at social media, and then they have to do, a hit, and they do it totally cold, not remorse or anything, like the kids are these days. And this is just the back. This was the slip. It is around it. So I can't wait to see at least the third movie of the franchise, which come out from Valgo USA in August, which will have, of course, English subtitles, and I can only hope that I will get the series at some point with English subs too. But luckily, we have the internet. At least you can find out what the individual episodes are at least are about. Baby Assassins Every Day, the TV series from Japan. Unfortunately, not streaming.
What's
anywhere.
not to love?
Yeah. Check them out, Rob. Baby Assassins, great. I just love it. They have to get jobs, to hide what they are actually doing, Then the chief is pissed because of their insurance money, because the cleaning crew had to do too much stuff and they get less money of that. It's great. It's just great. I love those two girls. Baby Assassins.
Well, there
My
you
last
go.
one, Rob, for this week.
Well, that's it. We've shown our physical media. Goodbye, everybody. Should we do? What do you want to do? Oh, we got a few super chats.
Okay, nice.
Major Chai Chai says, Robert, don't forget Dieter's address. Hi, Dietz. I got to send Major Chai Chai your address. She has something to send you.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, Rob. I will send you my address per WhatsApp again.
Yeah. Walter White Walker says, my jeans are 34 waist and 34 long and blue. Well, you have good genes, Walter White Walker.
Right.
Walter White Walker goes on to say, I'm more accepting of the concept of anchor beings if they refer to someone like Galactus who actually outlives his universe or universe says. I don't know what that's referring to, but maybe somebody in the chat was talking about anchor beings, but I could see that. I understand that. I mean, the concept of an anchor being is, it shouldn't be taken lightly. And I can definitely see Galactus being an anchor being, and I like that idea. So, wait do you see?
And I forgot, Rob, to put you a little bit on the spot. Superman or F4? What is from you the better one, or are they equal in your?
I think they're very different movies. I mean,
yeah,
I think, but they both have, I think, the same shortcoming, which is, I think they're both too short. I think that Fantastic Four, they made a movie that works, but they didn't make a movie that's memorable enough because you don't get to enjoy the characters as much. And I have the same problem with Superman. I liked Superman a great deal. It was a lot of fun for me as a comic fan, but my favorite scenes in the movie were when people are just talking, getting to know them, and it's fun to see all this mayhem happen, but without showing the human side of the crazy universe, it just becomes sort of anarchy and chaos. And I think we needed more scenes where people just talk to each other, man. Like when Lois is interviewing Superman, or they have a scene at the Daily Planet. I mean, you don't get any time you don't spend any time with these characters just being their characters. And I would imagine there was probably a cut of Superman that's a half an hour longer that I would have found more satisfying. But again, the superhero genre right now is in a precarious position. Both Marvel and DC are trying to rebuild a genre that on one hand could very well be played out. We've had 25 years of superhero movies. And the superhero paradigm, it takes a lot to change it. And it's unfortunately kind of the same thing. How do you move away from it? And, Thunderbolts was, I think, a change in form because it was not a typical... It wasn't your typical
ending
superhero
scenario. It was smaller, Rob. And you didn't have the feeling, like you said, it needed to be longer. You didn't have that feeling.
No, and it was all about the characters. The action was fine, but it was more like, a character-based movie where Fantastic Four, I would love to have spent the first half an hour really exploring that world. So you're getting to know the Fantastic Four. What has it been like for them? But everything, the problem is these movies now, because they're second-guessing them, like they both clearly had a mandate. These movies have to be 2 hours. They can't be 2.5 hours.
Like I said,
and I think that was
I
think it was detrimental.
That we can must.
Yeah, but I think it was detrimental to both films. And it's. I think they're both going to do okay. I mean, Superman could very well end up making around $700 million, which would be a great. It's so funny because people don't. They're comparing and contrasting. You can't necessarily compare and contrast box office for different movies in different phases of time. You can't, like, if you were to go back and look at Superman Returns, which was 20 or 19 years ago, and then Man of Steel, and try and compare it to these new Superman movies, or the new Superman movie, it's a difficult comparison because the world was a different place. And with Superman Returns, that was pre-MCU, and you had superhero movies were doing okay, but for every movie that did really well, some wouldn't do so well. And you had Batman Begins. They were just hoping it would make a lot more money. And then when Man of Steel came out, it did well, but it didn't do as well as they hoped because it was following on the heels of the MCU really getting popular and the Avengers movies and the box office, and they wanted to cash in on that, and they didn't. And now you're building a new universe, so in a way, they've had to play. James Gunn's approach was audacious, but they're having to play it safe by keeping it at 2 hours when they should have made it 2.5 hours. The thing about Superman, I liked it, but it didn't feel epic. It didn't have an epic feel to it that it should have. There's a lot of big things that happen. Buildings are falling down and all that, but it just felt more like an episode of an animated show than, and I liked everything that was in it. I just wish there was a little bit more grounded, because whenever you have something grounded that you're like, one of the fun things about Superman is to see him as Clark Kent interact in the world. And what we were missing is a scene with Clark Kent in the world doing something as Clark Kent. I'm sure they had something, but I needed to see Clark Kent being a reporter, going out into the world and interacting with the world, because that's fun. He has to hide that he's Superman. And, one of my favorite scenes in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, even though it didn't make sense to me that they hadn't met before, is when Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent meet at Lex Luthor's party. That's a great scene because you want to see these characters interacting. And what was interesting about that is you obviously got the idea that both of these men knew who each other was, but we needed more of that. And I think that that's something that should be self-evident, but obviously that's the first stuff to go in a superhero movie because they have to keep the action up. They have to keep... But it's been interesting that foreign audiences have not embraced either Superman or Fantastic Four the way many audiences you would think that they would.
And,
But
and besides, Rob, considering physical media, the further you go back, actually you have that bigger secondary market,
right,
with selling DVDs,
yes,
you have that big second market, which is not as big as it was.
no,
Then a bit.
no. So, yeah. So, shall we? You want to just jump into the news?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to start by saying, because the headline is, two of my favorite movies of all time, but they both came out in the same year, have been announced. Now, I've known about this for a while, but I couldn't say anything. It hasn't been officially announced, but thanks to 4K UHD and Blu-ray collectors, Anthony Lopez, I think, he got the new Arrow release of Poseidon, and Arrow likes to sort of clandestinely announce their next titles by putting postcards in the discs.
Yeah.
So
there was one, Rob, in Zombie Flesh Eaters, there was one, but it didn't feature any prominent movie in it.
Well, here's Excalibur. This is the first official announcement that we have that I knew that this has happened a while ago. But it hasn't been, again, Arrow has not officially announced it, but they have put the credit. I love that they do this. They kind of announce their upcoming movies with these postcards. So here we have it, and I poached it off the 4K UHD Blu-ray Collectors forum on Facebook, but there we go. So I want to make sure credit is given where credit is due. And following that up, one of my, do I love this movie. Also from 1981, Jean-Jacques Beineix's debut feature, Diva. Obviously, he directed Moon in the Gutter and The Great Betty Blue. Diva is a wonderful movie. It's getting a 4K release. It's based on a novel. It's such an uber-stylish 1981 French movie about a young delivery driver who is an opera fanatic who makes a tape of a woman, a diva, that does not like to be recorded. She doesn't want to be recorded, and he makes a recording that becomes very sought after by people that want to put out that tape. And also, he has a tape, unbeknownst to him, slipped.
Even that sounds pretty modern, Rob, considering the age of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's 44 years old, but it's so stylish. It's got a great soundtrack. I love the way it portrayed Paris. I mean, this movie really knocked me out when I saw it at the Seattle Film Festival, I think. I think I saw it there when I was 14, and I was watching a lot of world cinema in the theaters, and this movie blew me away. I immediately went out and bought the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack. I've had it on CD for forever. It was one of the first vinyls that I replaced with a CD, so I love this movie so much. And it looks great restored in 4K. And again, Studio Canal did it. I hope it's not teal and orange, but we'll see. Then we got the 20th anniversary of Aeon Flux.
Nice. Have a soft spot for it, Rob.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. But there's you're getting the steelbook version, which is pretty cool.
Shot in Berlin, so a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
German roots here.
Nice steelbook box. I like that they're re-releasing these movies and giving them that prestige version. Cool. Sam Raimi's The Quick and the Dead, a movie I already own on 4K, but look at this steelbook. Definitely going to get this. I really love this movie. Young Leonardo DiCaprio, Sharon Stone,
what a cast.
Gene Hackman. It's a lot of fun. Definitely want to pick this up in 4K. This is great. Look at this. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. What a funny movie this is. I totally relate to this movie. Not that I'm a 40-year-old virgin, but it's, action figures. The action figure collection's a little inauthentic. I have to ding the art department for it, but I get it. But still, what a great looking steelbook. Kind of looks like The Nice Guys. I like the retro feel, the retro packaging. Definitely want to pick this up. And it's in 4K. I don't have this in 4K.
Never seen that cover art for the movie before.
No, it's brand new. Then we have the Peanuts. The Peanuts, all their animated specials. And this is coming out from Warner Brothers. It is the Ultimate TV Specials Collection. And So for the first time, this commemorative collection brings together nearly 5 decades of beloved Peanuts TV specials, offering fans the ultimate way to revisit their favorite moments with Charlie Brown. And the collection includes everything from a Charlie Brown Christmas to Happiness is a Warm Blanket, Charlie Brown from 2011, in addition to bonus collectible anniversary booklet. So there you go. I mean, I'll probably pick this up. I love those Peanuts specials. So there you go. And, you know, I don't ever really put new releases on the news because we just know they're coming out, like Ballerina's coming out, obviously. And
obviously.
And then I showed it before. Let's see what else we got here. Clue, 40th anniversary version of Clue with all the different endings. I never liked this movie. I don't know why people love it. I think it falls flat, but hey, why not? It's coming out.
So it doesn't work with any ending for Europe, with any ending.
No, I wanted it to be better.
Okay.
But people do love this movie, and it's better than Goonies. So there you go. Then we have Chucky, the complete series. I love this box set. It looks like a locker, a school locker.
Yeah.
But you got the complete series. That's kind of a nice set if you're into Chucky. And then, of course, the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, the 7 film collection of Nightmare on Elm Street films. There is a steel book that has it. It looks like it has his sweater on it. I probably will pick that up. What's not to love?
And
I like
the original cover artworks on the steel. It looks great. And the most important thing, Rob, number 5, unrated. That's the most important.
Yeah,
that's the most important.
So that's Dream Child. I was on the set of that movie.
The Dream Child, correct, Rob.
Yeah, so this is a lot of fun, and I'll get the steelbooks, even though they'll probably cost me an arm and a leg. I do have them pre-ordered, though. Yeah. So, and then we've got Life Force. For those of you who might have missed the Arrow Life Force, that was the first time the international version was available in 4K. The international version is the only version of this movie to watch. It's like 20 minutes longer. It's different. It's better. But this is a chock-a-block full of stuff. This comes from Imprint in Australia. It's the limited edition holographic hard box. I love their hard boxes. I recently got the Capricorn 1 hard box. What's not to love about this? So if you missed Arrow's version and you missed the previous, like the Shout Factory version, I would suggest picking this up. I think I'm going to have to buy this. Against my better judgment, it's probably silly for me to pick this up, but I don't care.
Correct.
I don't care. I want it. So, but it's going to cost an arm and a leg to ship.
I don't care. The I don't care point comes into the frame, Rob, when we actually purchase something where we didn't actually get better picture or sound quality. It is the same that we already own, you know?
Yeah, but look at all the swag. Plus, I worked on some of the special features on this disc, so, I justify it that way.
Help me out, Rob. You told me this is the Japanese poster with the...
No, the Japanese poster is not on here. I don't see the Japanese poster there, but the British poster is. The Japanese poster is like the British poster, but the artwork is cooler on the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Speaking of Japanese versions, School in the Crosshairs is coming to us from Cult Epics, and this is directed by Nobuhiko Obayashi, who directed House.
Can't even read it, Rob.
He directed House. Hausu.
Oh. Okay.
So listen to this. First of all, I think that this is a must own, but you got to listen to this. Here is the plot of this movie. Now remember, if you've seen House, this isn't going to be a surprise to anybody. But this was released months before Hiroku Yakushimaru's breakthrough hit Sailor Suit and Machine Gun. Nobuhiko Obayashi's first groundbreaking teenage idol picture is a dazzling mix of special effects and blue screen artifice, a stylistic flair perfected in Obayashi's debut House, now utilized for the onset of an alien invasion. Ordinary schoolgirl Yuka's new term comes to an odd start when she inexplicably stops an accident by using latent psychic powers. Troubled by her newfound abilities, Yuka also senses a strange force starting to take hold of the school, with students turning into mind-controlled fascists, patrolling school halls, stifling dissent, and mandating the re-education of free thinkers. Kind of sounds like America today. A psychotronic fantasy forged into a young girl's destiny to defend the planet. School in the Crosshairs is a cosmic overload of extraterrestrial tyrants, preternatural powers, and Obayashi's unique, adroit filmmaking abilities, underlaid with an existential cry for free will. Come on,
Sounds
dude.
like total verisimilitude to me, Rob.
School in the Crosshairs. I mean, I can't imagine, and it's got, Asian schoolgirls in it. This, to me, sounds like the perfect movie. So, I haven't seen it. Love House. Gonna get this. A British label is putting out a new version of Night Gallery on Blu-ray, the complete series, all 3 seasons, coming to us from the British label Fabulous Films. So, that's cool. I mean, it's not nearly as good as The Twilight Zone, but hey, it's there. There's some good stuff in there. Kino Lorber's putting out The Bone Collector with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. Another serial killer police procedural. They're also putting out Clint Eastwood's Hang 'em High, if you like that film. So that's very cool. And then we've got a special edition of Hotel Rwanda. Cape Light's putting this out on on Blu-ray, I think, or 4K.
Blu-ray and DVD.
Blu-ray and DVD, which is cool. Shout Select continues their long association with Oliver Stone. They've been putting out his whole filmography and doing a great job of it. So Salvador, this is a great film with James Woods as a photojournalist. Terrific movie, pretty harrowing, great political thriller. And it's coming out in 4K from Shout. And then we have a movie called The Junction. Don't Get Caught. I don't know what this movie's about, but it's a British film. And let me tell you what it's about. Final Cult Entertainment is putting this one out. And this stars Susie Kendall as Polly and Dennis Waterman as her hard-up boyfriend Peter. It is the tale of a young, well-heeled party girl who, bored with her affluent Chelsea lifestyle, moves to the industrialized and considerably less well-to-do area of Battersea. In search of realism, Polly takes a factory job where she meets sisters Rube and Sylvie, but she soon discovers the seedier side of life in an impoverished world of crime, desperation, and questionable morality. A side of life that everyone but Polly desperately is trying to leave behind. This sounds pretty cool. Like a British comedy, not a comedy, but a British slice of life movie. I'll watch that. Sounds good to me. Then we've got King Kung Fu. King Kung Fu. Yes, just like it sounds. This comes to us from the Real Vault, and King Kung Fu. This is the unforgettable story of a Chinese gorilla who knew karate. Raised as a lifelong house pet of Ifunku, a Chinese karate master, the gorilla uses kung fu to attack and defeat the master during a lesson. Embarrassed, the master gives him to the United States as a friendly gesture, where he is displayed in Wichita, Kansas. As a publicity stunt, the gorilla King Kung Fu is set free, and the police captain J.W. Duke and his first officer Pilgrim get involved in an extensive chase to recover him, along with love interest Ray Fay and the rest of the town. The comedy and suspense continue until the girl and the gorilla end up on the tallest building in Wichita, the Holiday Inn. Full of cliches, spoofs, and a cast of memorable characters, the whole family will love it. I don't know if I will love it, but there you go.
Never heard of it, Rob.
King Kung Fu, buddy. You know you want it. Then we have Pointed Heels. And this is a older classic film, again, coming from The Real Vault. And
a Paramount or talking picture.
Yeah, it's a talking picture. And this is interesting. Love, ambition, and class collide in the world of Broadway. Fay Wray, star of King Kong, Stars as Lorna Nixon, a chorus girl engaged to a wealthy composer played by Phillips Holmes, who is cut off financially by his mother after their marriage. And this comes with audio commentary by film historian Richard Barrios. And it comes with 5 1970s colorized Betty Boop cartoons. I guess those were playing when the movie was real. And then it's got 44 classic black and white Betty Boop cartoons in it. So, you know, it's an all-talking picture from Paramount. Pointed heels. You know, not really my thing, but I'm just here to tell you, and it might be your thing. Coming to us from Oscilloscope, which was founded by one of the Beastie Boys, and Oscilloscope always puts out, you know, they put out interesting stuff. This is The Universal Theory. This is from 2023, and this is set in 1962 at a quantum mechanics conference in an isolated lodge nestled amid the towering landscape of the Swiss Alps. The Universal Theory is the story of a gifted young physicist, his curmudgeonly mentor, and an enigmatic jazz pianist who knows things about our wonderkind scientists that he's never told another living soul. German director Tim Kroger, himself also a cinematographer, films his tale with an eye for majestic natural beauty that surrounds our characters, effectively evoking the paranoid post-war era. Driven by astonishing twists and improbable coincidences, The Universal Theory unravels a captivatingly complex chronicle with brain-tickling suspense. Hey, it's on Oscilloscope. You had me at Oscilloscope. Whatever they put out is worth getting. It's crazy stuff. Then this is interesting. Blue Underground has the rights to Ralph Bakshi's animated film Fire and Ice. Are you excited about this?
Totally, Rob. I love the movie. I love Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice is great, right?
You know, like you said, Rob, with the Molly Hatchet covers and all that stuff, you know.
The Death Dealer. Yeah, this is this is Ralph Bakshi going back to fantasy, you know, doing his patented sort of rotoscoping over human characters. I like this movie.
Rotoscoping technique, yeah.
Yeah, I used to own this movie. I owned this movie back in the day on VHS.
Me too, Rob. But I wasn't expecting to ever see it on the 4K disc.
No, I guess they thought that the message from Blue Underground says they finally found the negative.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Very cool. Fire and Ice is cool for you fantasy freaks out there. Neil McDonough, Angel Studios, The Last Rodeo, coming out on Blu-ray. I mean, Angel Studios is quietly making inroads. They're attracting the faith-based audience, and I like Neil McDonough a lot. And as an actor, I did a magazine shoot with him once when he played Lieutenant Hawk in Star Trek: First Contact back in '96. So he was in Captain America. I like him, but he made waves that he's conservative and he didn't want to kiss another woman except his wife. So his wife's actually in this movie, believe it or not. So that's coming out if you want it. Then we come to Umbrella. What does Umbrella have coming out? A lot, it turns out. Their November releases, their release slate, they have All of Me coming out. I don't know if I put that down. Did I put that down? They have Freaked, obviously. They have Freaked coming out. They have All of Me coming out. They have The Fire Within coming out. They have Cecil B. Demented coming out. And I don't know why I didn't blow this up. But they have He Who Got Slapped. Or wait, He Who Got Slapped might not be theirs. Yeah. I'm wrong. That's a different... Forget that. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But so you got, these are good if you want these. It looks like another great package from Umbrella. Freaked is okay. I don't love it. Okay. But it looks like, if you're a fan of the movie, one half of Bill and Ted, Alex Winter, what's not? I mean, some people love that film, so why would I begrudge them that? All of Me, obviously, their version of it coming in from Australia. Again, another great special edition, if that's your thing. And that's great. I like All of Me a lot. The Fire Within, which I really don't know much about, another great collector's edition from them. Let me tell you what The Fire Within is about, because I'm not familiar with it.
Me neither.
Feel the existential dread of The Fire Within, a classic French masterpiece. Oh, from Elevator to the Gallows director Louis Malle. Well, there you go. You had me at Louis Malle. Penetrating, dark, yet often compassionate study with a man with one foot in the grave. Oh, I recognize that. And a searing commentary of modern society. I don't know if this was... if The Fire Within is a Criterion title. Have they released it? Who knows? But anyway, that's coming out too from them. So that's a pretty good lineup. You go. And then we've got this. He Who Got Slapped. I was like, is this Puddle's Pity Party? It's not. But I'll tell you what He Who Got Slapped is. This is a movie from 1924. This comes to us from Flicker Alley. And step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and let Flicker Alley and Black Hawk Films delight and terrify you with the strangest attraction ever beheld. Lon Chaney takes center stage as he, a tortured clown whose signature act is receiving an endless series of slaps to the face. Unbeknownst to the cheering crowd, however, he is a disgraced scientist, Paul Beaumont, who, robbed of his research and publicly humiliated by the evil Baron Regnard, has spent the last 5 years intricately staging a most bizarre and twisted revenge. It was originally a 1914 Russian stage play. He Who Gets Slapped became a hit on Broadway in 1922 and was immediately targeted by Louis B. Mayer as the first project at his new studio. Oh, I'm buying this. Soon to be amalgamated as Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. And directed by Victor, the guy who directed The Phantom Carriage, which is great. Chaney's tragic and deeply haunting performance as he is seminal to the grand tradition of scary movie clowns. And it makes its high-definition debut through a generous support of the Sunrise Foundation for Education and the Arts. That's awesome. Okay, I'm in. I didn't know anything about it. See, we learned about it together. I'll get that. Lon Chaney, based on a Russian play. Oh, wacky. I'm in. Then Traffic, believe it or not. Traffic is getting re-released on Blu-ray by this. It's kind of the weird
probably
British.
Out of print, Rob? Was it out of print?
I guess so, because Criterion had put it out. I would love to get this on 4K, but it's coming out from a British company. So
Yeah, Tesla.
yeah, and I think they put out For All Mankind. Is that the company that put out For All Mankind? I don't know.
Correct, Rob. They put out the Apple TV shows on
Yeah,
Blu-ray.
so
Correct.
there you go. Traffic. I don't know what the rights are, but it's interesting they're putting it out.
Yeah.
Then we come to Mad Foxes, Dieter. Let me just tell you, I've seen this trailer. It is a Swedish movie about some hipster dude in a Corvette that runs afoul of a biker gang. And this comes to us from it's 1981. It's a Swedish exploitation, and if you watch the trailer, it's a hoot. You'll want to buy it when you watch the trailer. And
Okay.
cheesy revenge movie. I'll buy it. It looks
Yeah.
good to me. And then a film, I've actually seen this movie, Young and Beautiful. Francois Ozon made this film. And it's about a young girl's sexual awakening. She loses her virginity and decides, as many French girls do, decides to become a prostitute. And, yeah. So, it's French. What's wrong with that? It'll get you where you want to go. I like this movie. It's on a theater. Dan Curtis, of course, who made Night Gallery. I mean, not Night Gallery. Not just War and Remembrance and Winds of War, but made, the soap opera Dark Shadows, and Kolchak the Night Stalker. This is a collection from Kino Lorber. It's a Kino cult title. This is a great title of his monster shows. And they're great. I'm a huge fan of his. Like, that's Jack Palance's Dracula. And what's not to love there? But Classic Monsters, it's a collection. And it has Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it's his reinterpretation of these classic monsters done for television. So, hey, great stuff. So, love to get that. I love that Kino Lorber's putting this out. This is a Kino cult title. It's Spine number 39.
Number 39.
Number 39. And then we've got Freeze Me. The title is intriguing, but this is a Japanese film, and it is produced by Takashi Ishii's thriller Freeze Me. 5 years ago, Chihiro is raped by 3 men. The crime was captured on video, its images hanging over her life like a sword. Having left her rural hometown for the big city, she's managed to start anew. She works an office job, is about to marry her boyfriend, when one of the assailants shows up at her doorstep, threatens blackmail, and warns her that they are back. It's happening again. Now walking to a recurring nightmare, Chihiro is shocked into an unexpected set of actions that will keep her abusers close forever. One of the most memorable Japanese exploitation films of the 2000s, Takashi Ishii's Freeze Me places a heavier emphasis on stasis, anger, and the haunting effect of sexual assault than is usually customary for our favorite R&R genre. Icy, shocking, and carried out by a bold performance, the film also serves as a culmination of sorts for director Ishii's formalism, A Night in Nude at Gonin. Shot in 16mm for a small budget on the studio's sound stages, this is a bitter and confrontational work that isn't easy to recommend to all, but that nonetheless lingers in the mind as one of the director's most refined women in peril films, inviting allegorical readings that complicates its own function as a provocation and emphasize the horror of Japanese patriarchy. Come on, dude, tell me you're not going to buy this. You know
Looks
you are.
interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
I was surprised that the movie isn't actually, considering the movies that we show here on the news section, actually not that old. I was expecting it to be older.
Yeah, no.
Don't know.
And then, of course, Vinegar Syndrome. We got a bunch of releases from Vinegar Syndrome, beginning with Playroom. You know, Vinegar Syndrome, they're a little hit and miss, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this movie
The
is
titles
from,
are getting crazier by the minute.
yeah, Playroom was from Smart Egg Pictures, one of the financiers behind the original Nightmare on Elm Street. 1989's Playroom, released in some territories as Schizo, marks the debut of Manny Coto, who wrote Dr. Giggles and went on to produce the 4th season of Star Trek Enterprise. Featuring a gloriously demented lead performance from Christopher McDonald, from another Star Trek episode, and from Thelma and Louise, alongside noted character actor Vincent Schiavelli, and culminating in some unexpected and hugely entertaining creature effects. So there you go. Manny Coto's passed away. I bet he would like to have seen this coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. Then we have the classic Castle of Evil, a delightful blend of Agatha Christie, Mad Professor thrills, and plentiful other mid-60s B-movie tropes. Castle of Evil is an entrancing early instance of genre film, and it features the prolific actor Scott Brady, who is in Gremlins and Satan's Sadists, and the brother of actor Lawrence Tierney, a wonderfully sharp-tongued Virginia Mayo. And, hey, it's being brought to 4K from its original 35mm negatives. And then, of course, we've got Robo Warriors, which is kind of a sequel to Robot Jocks. So it follows in the footsteps of Stuart Gordon, but it's not great. I'm just saying. It's
James Remar.
Yeah, it's a full moon direct to video movie. They probably did same thing as Arcade. Then of course Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. That's a Trauma. Isn't this Trauma?
Yeah, it's a Trauma.
Great. Yeah, it's Lloyd Kaufman. It's Trauma.
Perhaps that's one I could see a purchase for me. I remember it a little bit from a nostalgia VHS factor.
Maybe.
I think I enjoyed it back in the day.
All right.
Perhaps
Well,
the Boogeyman.
There you go.
Perhaps.
4K now. Then we got Of Monsters and Madness. This is a documentary on Canadian filmmaker Larry Fessenden, who's made some quite good movies. So count me in. I like Larry Fessenden. I'd like to see this documentary. Let's see where it goes. And then we have Cinematograph is putting out The Woman Chaser. So that's interesting. And I don't know much about this, but it's about a Patrick Warburton, the Tick, and from Seinfeld.
Ooh.
He plays a shady used car salesman and aspiring filmmaker living in 1950s Los Angeles, and he writes the script for his first film, a tawdry drama about a truck driver who kills a young girl, called The Man Who Got Away. And this is
totally not the typical Patrick Warburton stuff.
no, and not typical Cinematograph either, but I like what they put out. And they're also putting out Paul Morrissey's Mixed Blood, so if you like Andy Warhol's Dracula and stuff. So this is written and directed by the New York art scene and exploitation cinema luminary Paul Morrissey. Mixed Blood is a characteristically grimy descent into urban malaise that is often punctuated by moments of gallows humor, featuring an eclectic ensemble cast that includes the screen debut of John Leguizamo and Warhol superstar Geraldine Smith. Mixed Blood is an essential but often overlooked entry into the canon of independent films made on the streets of New York in the 1980s. Well, hey, maybe I'll get that and put it right next to Liquid Sky. And then finally, we have Confessions of a Psycho Cat. This band began life as a straight murder thriller before being transformed into a terrifically sleazy mix of blood killings and drug-fueled sex, even featuring legendary boxer Jake LaMotta in one of his few acting appearances. A black glove killer is on the loose, stalking and slashing young hep cat couples in NYC's Greenwich Village, with a black cat strangely found prowling near each of the corpses. A detective goes undercover in the youth scene to try and snuff out this fiendish assailant while romancing a college professor whose own strange interests have placed her in the killer's sights. Well, there you go. What can I tell you? And that's what we got.
Yep.
Upcoming titles. Let's check out the charts. The overall HD formats for the week, all HD formats. Number 1 is Sinners. Number 2 is a Minecraft movie. Number 3 is The Amateur, the re-release of Jaws, Nosferatu, Warfare, Barry Lyndon, where it should be in the top 10, Fury, A Working Man, and Wicked. Then the top 4Ks are Sinners, Barry Lyndon at number 2. Can't argue with that. 2 Warner Brothers titles. Nosferatu, Fury, Jaws, RoboCop 2, Gladiator 2, Clueless, the re-release, The Thing, and of course, Shane from Kino Lorber. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So there we go, man. There is all the news that is fit to print. So there you go.
We had some super chats that came in.
Let's see.
Take a break, Rob.
Yeah, I know you've been waiting. You got 2 weeks worth, or actually only 1 week.
No, one.
Yeah, we got 1 week. So let's see what we've got. The real Thomas Logan said foreign audiences didn't embrace Superman 25 because it's a bad movie. I have family in Germany. They hated it. I have family in Colombia. They hated it. It's made $200 million. Castle Grayskull says, I missed you all last week. The thing is, Thomas, there's a lot of people who did like it. I mean, it still made over $500 million. It's probably going to wind up somewhere close to $700 million.
It runs abysmal here in Germany.
Yeah.
It only managed to make third place 2 times in a row. Even got beaten by the Smurfs in the second week.
That's rough.
But that's how Germans are, Rob. What can I tell you?
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I know.
But
no surprise there.
Yeah, I think Arcade is a bad movie. We tried. But
I have purchased it, Rob.
I did.
We'll look for those end credits, you know.
Look for that editorial. Look at that.
No single card for you, my friend, on Arcade.
100%. Hang on, let me just make sure that we.
Yeah.
No, we're caught up. We're caught up. We're good.
Rob, you can take a
should I leave
break.
leave you to it? Here you go. You go.
Yeah, sure. Short break, and I do the live chat recap from 2 weeks ago, and actually Superman was hot topic. So previously on Let's Get Physical Media, Altmetall goes first, and he says, can someone explain those art numbers behind the name? Altmetall, I asked Rob the same question. I have no idea what that is in the live chat with the crowns and the numbers behind the names. Then you get XP points. I have no idea. I wish Altmetall someone could explain it to me too. Professor Deng, still kind of shocked how not a lot of people in the United States know who Robbie Williams is. Yeah, actually shocking. Justin Toner, I saw Superman last Sunday. I enjoyed it. Professor Deng, Man of Steel is an amazing movie, but it's not for everyone. Paul and Brunotto, I was disappointed by Superman as well. And Cult Cinema 83 says, I discussed it with Rob on the member chat and I called it Justice League Light 2.0. Thomas Bertoldi, Superman was fun, had its moments and it was okay, but it wasn't like whoa, blown away exactly. And it needed to be that whoa, blown away feeling. Marco, F1 wowed me wowed me more in the first 5 minutes than Superman did in the whole movie. Adventure Square, Superman was such a good movie. It's too bad people can't get into fun things anymore. And Cult Cinema answered him, stop, it's not about not getting into the fun of things anymore. It's all about using goofy humor and Saturday cartoony silliness for any storytelling, depth, and character development. Okay. Stubborn McShave, I felt a lot like Dieter concerning Superman. Superhero movies just don't do it for me anymore. Let me just see. Professor Deng, I like Superman, but it's not my favorite James Gunn movie. But Eugene's music has the solution to all of us. We demand the Snyder Cut of James Gunn's Superman. Aiden Kosick just surprised my mom with the Selma and Louise Criterion. And she surprised me with the Howard the Duck limited 4K steelbook. Good to have family that knows each other. Okay, nice to know. Juju says Mexico and China leading the international numbers. Certainly, because Germany, it's not. Apocalypse Cow. Dieter, what's your favorite Jackie Chan 4K release? That's actually tough to say because for me, considering Jackie, of course, I'm happy to own the movies in 4K, but considering Jackie, it's more the movies themselves. So I wouldn't have a 4K title from Jackie that I would say, considering picture quality, that's my favorite release. So it's actually tough to say. For me, I'm happy to have them on 4K, but it's actually more the movie themselves here. And I don't know which one I would rank the best 4K release from 88 or Eureka. Tough to say. Walter Whitewalker. The Megan popcorn bucket looked pretty awesome. Okay. Marco, the amount of money Dieter has spent on physical media, he probably could have funded Rob's next project. Yeah, he says, give me your money. Give me your money, dude. Sean Gunn, this dude buys the craziest movie and I love it. Okay, thank you. Apocalypse Cow says, Rob, It Follows essay on Lionsgate website is really good. Nice. Need to check that out. Then
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know. Yeah. I have 2 super chats. I don't know if I missed it that you read them out. Because Gary Kruber said, Rob, did you hear that Joe Estes is making an anti-Vogue remake of Basic Instinct? Good or bad idea? I don't know if you had read it.
Yes.
Couldn't remember it.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm very curious
Good
to
or bad
see what
idea?
they come up with.
Okay. And Agent Silverfox says Savvy UK has the 4K steelbook of Barry Lyndon for pre-order, which that's top.
Couldn't hear me talking anyway. Well, everybody, I don't know if anyone is still here. We'll see. I don't know. Have no idea what happened. Just kicked off the internet, and we're back. So if anyone's still here, I'll just keep going. There's still 101 of you. I don't know if Agent Silver Fox is still here or if Agent Silver Fox dipped out of the stream. If Agent Silver Fox is still here, he's still here. Okay, I'm going to answer his very generous super chat. Agent Silver Fox says, Rob, I fear we are a dying breed. Apart from this show's the ones, apart from on this show, the ones I'm on, how do we influence others about the quality of 4K physical media? P.S. It's enjoyable to see Glasgow turned into NYC for Spider-Man filming. New York City hasn't looked so good. Well, yeah, I saw Tom Holland was on the streets greeting local people from your neck of the woods. You know, I don't know if Dieter's going to see this. Let me send Dieter a text and tell him to jump back on if he wants to. Hang on, because we can finish this. Hang on, I want to answer your question. We're back. Come back on. Yeah, I don't know. Very odd thing that happened. I'm glad I'm still here. So this is an interesting. I fear we're a dying breed. Look, here's. There's no way to change what's happening. There really isn't, and unfortunately, once we lose the big box retailers, there's two left. There's Amazon and Walmart. And if one goes down, there won't be the numbers in terms of making stuff that make it worthwhile for studios to continue putting things out on physical media. And in addition to that, that'll be the death knell for companies that are making players. And unfortunately, that's why I think that I want to go buy some really good players and put them away for a rainy day. It is unfortunate, but it is simply the wave of the future. And, you know, it's unfortunate, too, because we have the equipment now. People can make really beautiful home theaters. But there are alternatives. There are things like Kaleidoscape. If people don't know about Kaleidoscape, it's a really interesting system that you can utilize. It's hard drives and things, but they're making 4K uncompressed 4K versions of films available. It might be an alternative that we're going to have to switch to. You can also get servers where you can rip your discs or record your discs to, and I feel that I should be doing that as well. But it's just the way of the world. And unfortunately, with streaming and digital downloads, the studios would rather have that anyway. They never really wanted you to own their movies. And what streaming and digital has allowed them to do is sort of take their films back, unfortunately. And I love collecting. We're human beings. We like to collect things. And I've been buying physical media. This is the 45th year I've been buying physical media since I was 13 years old. And I love it. And I love, just like I love books, I mean, the things on the shelves, they sort of define who you are in terms of what your interests are and that kind of thing. And for me, you know, all of these movies, everything that I'm surrounded by inspires me to continue to do work. And even though it's harder and harder and harder to get independent films made, I pivoted to go do True Noir, the audio drama, which you can get at truenoir.co. I'm really proud of True Noir. I put as much time and effort into that as I would have into an independent movie, or any movie. And if you haven't got it yet, go get it. It's a great experience. It really is. I really think it's something I was able to pull off, and I think it's really, really worthwhile. But in terms of physical media, it's a bummer. You know, I think one of the things that has happened, and I just watched James Gray before I went on the show this morning. I just watched director James Gray was talking about movies in culture and how the studios now, and I think we're seeing this with, say, superhero fatigue. The problem with superhero movies is they're inherently kind of all the same. superheroes face some kind of an adversary, some kind of a villain. And there's only so many things that you can deal with from a storytelling standpoint in a superhero movie. And to be fair, and as much as I've read comic books in my life and I love superhero stories, audiences, especially around the world, are not being given something new. They're not, even from a spectacle experience. As much as I enjoyed the production design of Fantastic Four and I liked the characters, I felt the movie didn't really deliver the overall experience. I mean, F1 and Top Gun Maverick are not deep movies. But when you go to the cinema and you watch both of those films, you know, Joe Kosinski directed both of those movies, they deliver exactly what you want from them. Those movies have made you a promise, and they deliver. All the fun, all the excitement, all the cinematic zip and pow that you need. I mean, the spectacle of being in the cockpit of a jet or being in the driver's seat of an F1 car, that is providing an experience cinematically to audiences that they haven't ever really had before. We'd never seen stuff filmed in the cockpit of planes the way that we had in Top Gun Maverick. And same was true. It's basically the same kind of things happening in F1. And unfortunately, movies, like I think about movies that are some of my favorites. I mention them. I keep thinking about doing a show about the movies that influenced me from the time I was 12, from 1978 to 1983. And while you had genre cinema in those within that, but there was all these other movies that were influencing me about the real world that I was going to grow up and be a part of. Those are the films that were really leaving their biggest impact on me. Things like All That Jazz. Legal thrillers like And Justice for All or The Verdict. Comedies like Tootsie. I even liked Arthur, you know, and Woody Allen's movies, Annie Hall, Manhattan, Stardust Memories. I mean, there were movies where I was becoming you know, instead of watching just genre movies, I was interested in slice of life films, and those became the movies that I returned to again and again and again. I mean, I think about how my friends and I in high school, we went and saw The Big Chill our sophomore year in high school, and we all loved it. We loved the retro music. We loved the idea that here was a group of friends in their 30s. They had all gone to college together, and we were like, wow, that's you know, 30s. I mean, but I kept wondering, I wonder if I'm going to have a tightly knit group of friends like that. I hope we didn't get together for one of our suicides, but we didn't. And you know, my friends, I kind of left California, kind of drifted away from the people that I knew. But those were studio movies. And nowadays, I think the problem with studio films, the problem with movies in general, oh, here's Dietz. Maybe he'll come back. Oh, he already put his setup down. Okay, I'll finish the show. I'll finish. There we go. So, I'm sorry, Dietz was cut short. But I do think that one of the problems, we've got a lot of indie companies, they're doing well. I mean, we're still seeing movies like Past Lives coming out theatrically. The problem, though, is cinema in general, the kind of money that make it viable in today's business, they have to be event pictures. Studios can't make movies that cost $10 million that might gross $20 million. That business is gone, which means a mini major can do it. But the diversity of stories that we're seeing, I mean, no one's making, like The Big Chill was a big hit when it came out. Tootsie was a hit. I don't know if All That Jazz was a hit, but I think about Altered States that Criterion is putting out, which is a very heady science fiction movie directed by Ken Russell. Warner Brothers would never make that movie today. And it's a bummer. And I think it's because film as an art form, film is no longer, it's only commercial. Film used to represent so many different things. You know, I talked about earlier DIVA and Excalibur. Two movies that came out in 1981. One was a big foreign film, big hit for a foreign film. And then we had Excalibur come out. John Boorman, the auteurist director who he'd done Zardoz and he'd done Exorcist too, but he also did Deliverance. And so I don't think a studio would make Excalibur now, and if they did, it'd be a very different kind of a movie. And I think that's really the problem with cinema, is that auteurist directors that are making thoughtful. I mean, you think about movies like Coming Home from the Vietnam, post-Vietnam era. These were all studio movies, and the studios would never make those unless they're big spectacles. The studios aren't interested. They don't. The money doesn't check out. The value. So that's where, unfortunately, I mean, it bums me out, because as an art form, do movies have anything to say anymore? I mean, some do, certainly, but from a studio perspective. And I just don't know. And I think that's where our big problem is. But Gentleman Silver Fox, or Agent Silver Fox, Gentleman Agent Silver Fox, first of all, I want to thank you for a very generous super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel in that way. That was very nice of you. And yeah, look, do I lament the state of cinema? I do, because the great thing about cinema, to me, in my life, I've always used the great movies to sort of define who and what I'm all about. And I think that's why people fall in love with movies. But how many people are seeing movies today that really resonate with them? I don't think a studio would even make an Almost Famous today, which is one of my favorite movies of the 2000s. I think it is 2000s, right? Almost Famous, one of my favorite films of all time. But I wouldn't say a lot of the movies of the 21st century have become. And now, I love Top Gun Maverick and I love F1, but those are not the kind of movies I watch over and over again. So I don't know. But on that note, I'm glad I'm able to come in and at least fix this show and end it. I want to thank everybody for generously supporting this channel via super chats and tips. Thank you very much. I am glad that I was able to do this and get back in here. I don't know what happened, but the internet was out. They might have pulled something out, and it was here, because sometimes they fix things during the weekends, and you never know when it's going to happen. So I will come back later tonight. I am going to do a Raw Observations. I'll try and do it around 8 o'clock Pacific time. Maybe I'll do it earlier, like I did with Mike Bodden. So I will be back. And thanks for joining us for Let's Get Physical Media. I loved having Dieter back. It was great to have the home team. I think next week, next week I can't do it Sunday, because I'm going to Las Vegas I'm on a couple of panels at the Star Trek convention at the Rio. So I will be back. Hopefully next week, Dieter and I will do a Saturday show. So look for us, same bat time, same bat channel, but here on Saturday at 11, if that's okay with Dieter. So, all right, kids, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentle beings, kind souls, however you identify across the 28 known galaxies, I bid you all adieu. And hopefully you will find stuff. I know I've got things coming in to me from Australia and the UK. So we'll see what I get. We'll see what's coming in the next week. But on that note, remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. And with that, I say to everyone, have a better day. Oh, wait. I forgot. I usually shift to this shot, which I will, so you can look at the market share. I love it when UHD outpaces Blu-ray.